In this lesson, you'll learn useful business English for startups, entrepreneurship, and early-stage business growth. Let's begin. Phrase 1. Identify a market opportunity. Identify a market opportunity. Meaning, to discover a customer need that could support a successful business. Example, the founders identified a market opportunity in software for independent clinics. A market opportunity combines a real problem, reachable customers, and potential value. It needs evidence beyond enthusiasm. Use this phrase when exploring where a new business could compete. Now repeat. Identify a market opportunity. Phrase 2. Develop a business model. Develop a business model. Meaning, to design how a company will create, deliver, and earn value. Example, the team developed a business model based on monthly subscriptions. A business model connects customers, offering, operations, costs, and revenue. Early versions are assumptions to test. Use this phrase when planning how an idea can become a functioning business. Now repeat. Develop a business model. Phrase 3. Test the idea. Test the idea. Meaning, to collect evidence about whether a business concept may work. Example, the founders tested the idea with interviews before building the platform. Testing can examine the problem, demand, pricing, or solution. Small experiments reduce expensive uncertainty. Use this phrase before committing major time or money. Now repeat. Test the idea. Phrase 4. Define the customer problem. Define the customer problem. Meaning, to describe clearly the difficulty a business intends to solve. Example, the pitch defined the customer problem before introducing the product. A strong problem statement identifies who struggles, what happens, and why it matters. It prevents teams from starting with technology alone. Use this phrase in discovery and investor communication. Now repeat. Define the customer problem. Phrase 5. Create a minimum viable product. Create a minimum viable product. Meaning, to build the simplest product that can test essential value with users. Example, the startup created a minimum viable product for 10 pilot customers. An MVP contains enough capability to generate meaningful earning, not every planned feature. It should be reliable for its purpose. Use this phrase when testing demand quickly. Now repeat. Create a minimum viable product. Phrase 6. Gain early traction. Gain early traction. Meaning, to show initial evidence that customers are using or buying an offering. Example, the company gained early traction through referrals from its pilot users. Traction may include active users, revenue, retention, or partnerships. The strongest measure depends on the business. Use this phrase when early market response begins supporting the idea. Now repeat. Gain early traction. Phrase 7. Pitch to investors. Pitch to investors. Meaning, to present a business opportunity in order to seek investment. Example, the founders will pitch to investors after confirming the pilot results. An investor pitch explains the problem, solution, market, evidence, team, and financial opportunity. It should be concise and credible. Use this phrase when seeking external capital. Now repeat. Pitch to investors. Phrase 8. Raise seed funding. Raise seed funding. Meaning, to obtain early investment for developing a young company. Example, the startup raised seed funding to hire engineers and enter 2 markets. Seed funding usually supports product development, hiring, and early growth before the business is mature. Terms matter as well as amount. Use this phrase after an early investment round succeeds. Now repeat, raise seed funding. Phrase 9. Manage cash runway. Manage cash runway. Meaning, to control how long available cash can support operations. Example, the finance lead reduced optional spending to manage cash runway carefully. Runway depends on cash available and the rate at which it is spent. Startups monitor it to plan fundraising or profitability. Use this phrase when discussing survival time and financial discipline. Now repeat, manage cash runway. Phrase 10. Pivot the business. Pivot the business. Meaning, to make a significant change in direction based on evidence. Example, the founders pivoted the business from consumer sales to corporate licensing. A pivot change is an important element such as customer, product, channel, or revenue model. It should respond to learning, not random preference. Use this phrase when the original approach is not working. Now repeat, pivot the business. Phrase 11. Scale the operation. Scale the operation. Meaning, to increase business capacity and output while maintaining performance. Example, the company standardized support before scaling the operation internationally. Scaling requires systems, people, technology, and controls that can handle growth. Simply adding customers may create failure. Use this phrase when preparing operations for substantially greater demand. Now repeat, scale the operation. Phrase 12. Achieve sustainable growth. Achieve sustainable growth. Meaning, to expand at a rate the business can support over the long term. Example, the founders focused on retention to achieve sustainable growth. Sustainable growth balances revenue, customer value, costs, people, and operational capability. Rapid growth alone can be unstable. Use this phrase when long-term health matters more than short-term expansion. Now repeat, achieve sustainable growth. Excellent work! You have practiced 12 expressions for startups and entrepreneurship. Choose 3 phrases and use each one in a sentence about a new business idea. Following the path from opportunity to sustainable growth will help you remember the language. Continue with the next part for more business English speaking practice.